What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, I do want to take just a quick second out of this video to go ahead and thank the homie Wallaby for giving us this gameplay to use as background footage for today's commentary. I really do appreciate it. And I also want to thank everyone else who have also gone out of their way while they're trying to relax and try out the beta to simply hit the record button and share it on this channel so we can go ahead and put up footage and talk about other commentaries and topics within this game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today's video is pretty much going to be split completely in half when it comes to your feedback. I know there's going to be tons of people who will agree with me, and there's going to be a lot, and when I say a lot of people who probably will disagree with me as well. But at the end of the day, I'm going to try to be as respectful as I possibly can be and express my opinion about this topic, and I hope that you guys can do the same as well. Don't be bashing one another. You know, everybody has their own favorites when it comes to the Call of Duty franchise. It's a long franchise, right? It's been out for ages now. We have seen everything, change within this game. So try to, be not too crazy when it comes to discussing this topic, because I know this topic brings out the absolute, I don't want to say the worst of people, but it really turns everybody up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know already, in the Modern Warfare 2 beta, people have found out how to incorporate slide canceling back into this game. Once again, back in the day in Modern Warfare 2019, it was a glitched, exposed feature in the game, and it's happening once again in Modern Warfare 2. The developers purposely removed it in this game, and everybody found a way to glitch back into that type of experience. But the reason that I'm making this video is now that slide canceling has been reintroduced back into this game, waves and waves and waves and waves and waves of people are coming at Infinity Ward begging to get slide canceling reintroduced into this game. Now, I will say, it was a cool feature in Modern Warfare 2019. It was nice. It helped because the map designs were so horribly bad. When it came down to it, I could do it, you could do it. Pretty much anybody out there could learn how to slide cancel. It's a pretty basic maneuver. But it was a glitched feature. It wasn't supposed to be in the game. The developers wanted to remove it from the game, but it ended up staying in the title. And honestly, I can't imagine Modern Warfare 2019 without the slide canceling maneuver. I'm gonna be real with you. Even though I prefer the classic style of Call of Duty gameplay, more grounded, I just can't see it without it, because the maps were awful. The only way I could possibly enjoy the map designs within that game is if slide canceling was introduced to increase the movement speed, because slide canceling wasn't just used to break camera angles and, slide around corners. It was also used to regenerate your tac sprint. If you run out of tac sprint, you start slide canceling. I think it was 2 or 3 times or something like that. And then it will instantly regenerate your tac sprint once again. Instead of having a tac sprint stop, hold an angle like how it was kind of in Cold War where you had to stop and get the speed boost afterwards. That's how it was supposed to be. You're supposed to tac sprint Modern Warfare, stop, hold an angle, and then, regenerate and then tac sprint somewhere else. But again, the map sucked. So honestly, I'm happy it didn't turn out that way. But in Modern Warfare 2 2022, I actually got hands-on with the beta now, because as we all know, the free beta came out on PlayStation, so I loaded it up on the PlayStation 4 for a little bit. The movement, it's not like Modern Warfare 2019. Like I said, slide canceling isn't there, but the maps, I'm going to make a video about the maps. It's definitely 110%. I'm going to go really into detail about the maps. I'm not going to go too crazy in this video, but it is a point that needs to be made. The maps, in my opinion, are perfectly designed. Like, seriously, the flow of each and every location that I've been on. The museum was probably the weirdest. It was a little bit more slower because it was just so much openness. They could definitely condense it down and just keep it the museum itself. But across the board, my God, the flows are perfect, and they really do allow all playstyles to have a experience that they want out of it, whether you want to play slow, whether you want to play fast. Now, of course, there are some things wrong with, perk balance and stuff like that, which is holding players back, and footstep noise, which is holding players back from being aggressive if they truly want to. But the map designs, even on a match of domination, and you just want to play defense on B flag and just hold it down and lock down the area, there's tons of action around you. In the previous titles, Vanguard, you needed combat pacing to get tons of action. In Modern Warfare 2019, you needed to go to ground war to get tons of action. Black Ops Cold War was a little bit better, but Modern Warfare 2 2022 is definitely more of the Infinity War that I remember from back in the day. And because of this, I don't think slide canceling needs to be reintroduced into this game. I think the vision the developers had with the movement and the map designs works perfectly fine, only if the rest of the maps look just like these ones. If the rest of the maps are just, out of this world, and I don't mind, increasing the size a little bit, but the way that they actually lay out the map itself is really solid. If they can continue that across the board, then I don't think we're going to have a problem with their vision with the movement. Like this map that we're watching right here, I don't need slide canceling to get from point A to point B to increase the speed. No, like I can literally just run right to the middle of the map and all the action is there. Literally all of it. Or I can go to the left side, I can stay on the outskirts, and there's still tons of there's action everywhere. And it's really easy to find and engage yourself in that action. You know, once you understand the map designs and the map layouts, of course. So I guess I'm making this video asking the overall community if we can come together and just for at least one Call of Duty game, one COD title, not have to try to force slide canceling into the mechanics of the game. Because with all honesty, I think the movement works perfectly fine. There's already tons of B-hopping, you know, it's already still extremely fast-paced, and along with the attack sprinting, you could do pretty much all of the moves you did back in 2019, model for 2019. It's just minus the slide canceling, and honestly, it makes it feel a little bit more traditional. This could match up movement-wise, not the whole game, because like I said, even though I'm giving Infinity Ward a lot of credit here, they've done a ton of things wrong. You know, I've already made a couple of negative commentaries, and there'll be more negative commentaries to come in the future as well, because there are things that have to change. But the movement, the flow, the map design, they work very nicely, and it gives me a traditional feel. I could feel something like this in Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 2, you know, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, you know, the OG Modern Warfare 2. Yes, I could totally see it. You know, a lot of people always say that these OG Call of Duty games are stupidly fast-paced. And even though I will say they're faster than, like, Modern Warfare 2019, for example, definitely they're way faster, they weren't as cracked out as you actually think, you know? There was a flow to Call of Duty, and that's what made it so addicting. As Call of Duty evolved and we got to the jetpack era, that's when Call of Duty as a whole just completely shifted. The developers changed their mindset of what Call of Duty used to be. And I don't know if it's because they all, because, you know, that whole cycle was all jetpacks, right? You guys know that. You know, every single section of them, there was no, oh, you know, after Advanced Warfare, it wasn't good. Let's stop making them and make a different game. No, all of them were being made. You know, Advanced Warfare, they got the Black Ops 3, and they got Infinite Warfare. They were all being developed. They were all in the cycle. So I wonder if that mindset, you know, all of that work in those games, and they probably, you know, communicate with one another and try to help one another, I wonder if that, shifted how they thought of COD, because now everything is just shifted to the most fast-paced, cracked-out pacing you could possibly think of. It's almost to the point where this community makes me think that they want something like, you know, Unreal Tournament or Doom, you know, just non-stop, you know, hardcore pushing, you know, rotating movement and all that stuff, just like all of that. But again, you know, even though Call of Duty, the engine, you know, it was built up from the ground up based around that, it still had its own style. Call of Duty isn't about mindlessly pushing out every single person that you could possibly find. It's more fine-tuned. It's pick and moving, finding good power positions, finding good spots, picking a couple, maybe a few people off, and moving to the next, you know, progressing, or playing the objective that way, finding a good power position to defend an objective, to make it hard for the enemy team to actually push up on that and take it. You know, it does wonders for your team, or pushing up, holding a nice spawn trap to keep them away from the objective. There's so many ways of playing COD. It's not just hopping into domination, ignoring all the flags, and, you know, just hauling ass everywhere you can find and plucking off a bunch of people. If you go into a competitive scene, that's not going to happen. It's not going to work that way. If you're going to completely push out to a person who's equally skilled as you, an equal KD, an equal playstyle, he plays just like you want an advantage. You know, you want a head glitch, you want an area that you can hold down, or you want to be able to make sure it's hard as hell for that individual to push up and take that flag, because he's just as good as you. You know, if you're going to push out while he's pushing out, it's a 50-50 chance of someone winning. So it's always going to be that competitive edge, and it makes people think about where they're going to go, what they're going to hold, how are they going to help, in what way. And in my opinion, that's what made COD fun. Don't get me wrong, I love watching pub stomping gameplay. It's fast-paced, it's action-packed, it's insane. But that can still be done without having slide canceling in this game, I feel like. I guess I'm just asking the community if we can just have one thing that feels a little bit more like a classic COD game when it comes to movement. We don't have to push the boundaries too far. We have everything. We have sliding, we have dolphin diving, we have bee-hopping, every movement tactic. Besides drop shotting so far, I think it'll be awesome if they brought back drop shotting, man. Then we have everything. We have all the movement. I think that we're in a good spot right now. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If almost I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, this story do so, I have Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games, do over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.